Hello everyone and welcome back to Chaosville, here with your master of horror for the evening, lying at Bedmons. So, you join me at the top of our well, on top of the cover, and there is a block floating in the midair there, I'll explain why in a second, on the cover, and the plan for the cover is that it will slide out to this position at night, and slide completely over to cover and seal the well each day, such that at best, you are only able to see the moon through the top of it, which is exactly the scene that Sadako is often shown as having been able to see when she was down at the bottom of the well, which we are swiftly approaching the point of having to detonate quite a bit. But you can see I have a small perch here because I have completed all of the force manipulators that we're going to need to perform that operation with the cover. So I have 4 of them pointing north. Point of note, you will notice I have the anchor turned off. If you have the anchor turned on, then the manipulator will continue to follow the selection that it has been operating on. That is bad in our case, because that means we have to be triggering things a lot. Then again, I probably could have saved myself a lot of work here. Anyways, I mean, if we were using the anchor, we'd have to trigger this whole system, say 4 times in each direction to complete the function. And it's so much easier to have the 4. Not as... well, it's probably a lot less expensive, but anyways. And then of course we have the same over here. Now these are all set to cube mode, because the world being built into cubes as it is, we have to function on that. And I have the conversion driver and the photon capacitor over here. My plan is to have a generator and another energy cell up here. Because we currently have the Ender one down there. As exactly to how that's going to function, I'm not sure. But anyways, what we're mostly doing today is putting to use the stack and a half of focus matrices that I have in order to actually create the... in order to actually create first the scale modules, which we use to select the full area of the cover, and then the translation modules, which actually allow us to shift this up to connect with it. So we'll do that, I think. Let me see, I can switch these to the redstone block, and that will mean that they will occasionally perform that, which shows me exactly what they're selecting. So let us start with this one, because this one is the one that's going to start moving it back over in the day. Okay, so there it is, it's going in the right direction. So now we need a bunch of translation modules. And we need to tell it to go up. So 4 blocks up, we probably won't be able to see it at all. So let's make a whole bunch more. We're gonna need quite a few anyways. Okay. 16 blocks up, we should be able to see. And this is why I have that block there. It's a target for me to be aiming at. Okay, so there it is. So that is... if it would kindly appear again for me. There it is. Okay, that is about 4 or 5 blocks too high, I would say. Let's bring that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, balls. Maybe I should invest in some portal boots. Ooh, that could have been painful. That is the problem when you're being kind of glib with this thing, is you can quite easily murder yourself horrifically. Okay, so we brought it down. Okay, that's better. So now it is... really? Come on. Show thyself. Okay, now it is starting here, so we need it 3 blocks to the south. So let me adjust. I'm really not sure which one this will be. 3 blocks front? Is that where it's going to be? I hit the right thing this time. I've been using up a lot of power coming back and forwards here. Okay, yeah, we need to go the other way. But this is so very helpful. Okay, back. Yup. Okay, now I think it's actually got it. So it should appear... Yep, there it is. So now we need scale modules in order to select this full area, because we've now actually hit the right spot. And I designed this with 3 originally in mind, but I think we'll be okay. So, let's see, scales... So, 2 to the left. Will that be the right direction? Okay, so that left is to the east, and so we need 2 to the right, 3 to the left. Noted. Okay, so this is going to be a lot of fiddling, suffice it to say. And let me see, I think 4. I think that'll be about right. We'll find out in a second. Okay, 1 more to the right. And is that 1 more to the front as well? 2 more to the front. Okay. Do and do. And will that give us the full thing? Whoop, hello. Something's off here. Oh yeah, something I was... Okay, yeah, we need 1 less to the right, 1 more to the left. Something I noticed here. The first few characters there are fairly straightforward and actually mean, I think, an actual Japanese term. The last 3 characters there, in katakana, are ho, hei, to. Ho, hei, to. Potato. I'm beginning to realize that katakana is most probably used for direct Roman alphabet translations. Okay, there's a good sign, I think. Come on, what are we gonna see? Okay, so it looks good on those 3 sides. How about this one? Perfect. Okay, so that is exactly what we're looking for. So now, we just need to repeat that arrangement, and there is actually one more thing I want to do here, is to give up another one. And we need to repeat this arrangement inside of all 3 of these, and then sort of reverse it for going backwards. So let me see, that is 4 left, 2 right, 1 up. And 6 back. Okay, we've now got the whole thing being selected inside of here, because it hasn't been translated up yet. And for that we're going to need 11 translation modules. Which we already have 2, so there. We need 3 back as well, don't we? Okay, well that's a start. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm already running out of these. But if we're lucky, we might actually be able to get to see some of this moving soon. I don't think much have a use for these, but just as bog standards, I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have done that, because I just realized I need bog standard focus matrices to actually tell these things to become translation modules. Aren't I a fool every now and then? Right, well there is nothing we can do for these now, so I'm just gonna have to go and make a lot more steel. But that's fine. I may have to investigate using an anchored system anyways. But I think we have some issues with that if we start using this and then move it again. Okay, so let me... Oop, little bit of lag it seems. There we go. Let us stick some power in here, and I'm going to disconnect from everything else here, so that we can go and see it running, because I think that'll be fun to see. And I think I'm going to need something that can do this remotely. So, a very long timer will probably do the trick there. And picking up this will actually retain the power in it. So it's just a matter of waiting for, ideally for the 20 minutes on this to burn out. We actually are a little bit low on the ender pearls, so I kind of need to figure out a way to automatically harvest and replant these rather than just having them sticking around like that. There are some ideas on the Reddit for how to do that, but, oh well. Meanwhile, with regards to my language learning, I'm still very fuzzy in a lot of the katakana, but with partial reference to my to my alphabet sheet over here, I have been able to translate a few things. I was quite happy when I managed to translate skeleton with the barest of references to it. And let me see what else. I really need to get better with hiragana. But once I've done that, then I can start looking at things like this and translating that, and translating that, and also, a lot of these I should clarify are actually written in kanji, which I have not touched at all. Let me see, I see some katakana and some hiragana in here, so let me see if I can just translate this. Of course we know it's a diamond sword, but what is it called in the translation is the question. So let me see. I think those two middle characters are both katakana. So, the first character is E, that's to say an I. Second character would appear to be Ya, I believe, so Iya, something Iya. That third character, well that fourth character rather, is No, from hiragana. And that first character I do not recognize in the slightest. But let me see. Katakana is marked by its straight lines, whereas hiragana is a lot more curved. So if I look around my katakana sheet, I might be able to spot it. Let me see. No, actually, it might not be katakana. Oh, hello, here we are. Ta. So it is ta, I, ya, no. Ta, I, ya, no. Ta, ya, no, basically. If I'm translating that correctly. Never take the translations of a complete newbie at a language as being representative of the actual translations. That way lies dragons. But anyways, meanwhile, I've got Witchery more or less set up over here. I did put this altar here, but it's not very powerful. Meanwhile, the altar that I have up here, with my nice big farm, has reached a power of 5,000. So if I can get another Wither Skeleton Skull, I'm having a bit of trouble finding them for some reason, then I can probably bump this up to about 6,000. Bumping this up, there's basically two big markers for power on an altar, or rather two big points of levels of power that you're interested in. 7,000 power is required for Curse of the Broken Poppet or something like that, Curse of Corrupt Poppet, and that will destroy anti-voodoo protection poppets that people like Tyser might have, that I may have showed him how to make in a live stream. To cast that particular ritual, though, you need to have a cat familiar. To get a cat familiar, you need to have an altar with 8,000 power. I have yet to get anything that can even approach 8,000, but 5,000 is a pretty good start, and as you can tell by the fact that it's surrounded by all of my plants up here, having a bunch of different plants around it will contribute to the power. So this, approximately 500 or so power per of these plants, and there's of course 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, so that's a fairly decent chunk of power there. Yes, I did put these here after I nearly lost the watering can last time. Not really harvesting these, I don't have too much need of them, but I do need to expand a little bit over that way, and then maybe I can get a slight bit more power out of this thing as well. But whether we get to 8,000 power or not is a complete gamble, because I certainly do not know. Let me see, that should be sufficient for us to test out this motion. Now my plan with the cover, you noticed I did actually apply this thing to have more power, more range than is necessary. Okay, and let's give this a frequency, because these things do not listen to frequency 0. Okay, and the one we're looking at is this one, so let's give you a frequency of 1 as well. And we'll go with equalize, so that this thing actually gets power. So this now requires 68 kilojoules of power. It already has 5.76 climbing megajoules of power, so I can actually turn this down to fill. So these things aren't going to need very much power, is what we can see. And now the power is being drained. Okay, equalize it. Let's go with that then, because apparently I'm not going to be able to stop this thing from just taking all of the power one way or the other. Let's see down here, and we can shove this back where it belongs, so that we don't lose the power out of this burning ender pearl. Okay, so now we'll pop in here, and I'll stick a timer here. We'll give it a fairly decent length duration. Let's say 2 minutes or so. That gives me enough time to get up to the top here quite leisurely. Hump. Okay. Now, oh yes, I should probably turn that off, shouldn't I? Yep. No? No? So who's... That's a little bizarre. Alright. Is it still gonna do that then? Because now I don't know who was doing that. That's a little strange. Okay, well, now in a minute or a half or so, I've lost track already, we should hopefully see this cover slide 1 block towards the well, carrying with it that torch. And what's interesting is that my plan for the cover itself, I plan to have a little interesting thing running on the cover, because we have those rites of sanctity that we have around the Evil Dead cabin, which prevent mobs from wandering into them. Now that's not too big of an issue with the well, because if they fall down here they're suicidal anyways. But if you run out here in the middle of the night, then you're liable to want some kind of safe haven. So my plan is to put an altar underground nearby, a little bit lower than probably above where the actual force field system itself is, and then from that we can power a Rite of Sanctity on top of the cover. The fun fact is, whenever the cover moves and takes the gold sigil on the heart sigil on top of it from the ritual circle with it, the ritual continues to function. So it'll start, so if we have it say starting over here and the ritual is active, it'll move all the way over and it will still be active. I don't have to pay anything, it doesn't get broken, it just keeps on working. It's sort of like if you destroy these circles or the ritual circle around the heart sigil, it still functions basically. I'm not 100% certain why it does that, but I'm not going to say no for it doing so. This will be the point where I start wondering how much longer we have to wait. I go down there and it triggers. Apparently it already has. Do you not have any... No, you have plenty of power. Okay, well that just triggered it anyways. And you also heard it, so yep, now we can see that this is 1 block further over. I can show that by the amount of space we have over here. Now, if I triggered that again, it wouldn't do anything because it would be pushing into these blocks, because again, it's not anchored. I'll tinker about inside of my creative test world and see if I can get it to work with just the two, but by and large, anchor causes problems unless the actual manipulator itself is moving as well. But that shall be it for today, so I hope you enjoyed this quick foray into a self-sealing well, and a self-opening well, and I shall catch you all next time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and or a favourite, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to be notified of future updates. You can also check out the website where most other content is uploaded. That's all for now, catch you later.